If you just bought a Canon R50 or the Canon R50V, first of all, great choice. Today I'm giving you my 6 essential accessories that will take your videos from, not bad, to, holy balls, you shot that? Wow! My name's Bo, and I know video. First up, the thing that nobody ever gets excited about until you need it. This is the small rig cage. Now, I just happen to shoot on the Canon R50 and the R50V, and I've never liked any of the dozen or so cages that I've owned in the past until the one came out for the R50V, because small rig was smart enough to take advantage of the second quarter 20 on this Canon. Because all the other cages in the past only had the one mounting point and the camera would twist and turn. But with this one, we've got this mounting point and now we've got this mounting point for the quarter 20 that you would use to shoot vertically, right? That gives us 2 mounting points. This thing doesn't budge. Look, right now your camera is basically naked and confused, but this cage does 2 things. First of all, and most importantly, it protects your camera. Look, there aren't a ton of negatives to say about the Canon R50V, but you do have to know this thing is made out of plastic. You drop this thing even once, it may not survive. But with the cage on it, it will absolutely survive. But also, it's got all these mounting points all around the cage. All you have to do is slap this thing on the camera, and suddenly you can mount a microphone, a monitor like I do, lights, handles, all kinds of things. Look, without a cage, you're basically holding a camera. But with a cage, you're running a production rig. All right, let's talk about the one thing that will absolutely destroy your channel faster than anything else: bad audio. If your audio sounds like you're talking through a sock, people are gone. Now look, I've been on the radio for 42 years. I also work in a production studio where I voice, record, process, and edit radio commercials, television commercials. I know audio and I know microphones. I started with the OG, the original Rode Wireless Go. I've owned the Boyas, I've owned the Hollylands, I've owned the DJI Mic 2. But when DJI dropped the Mic Mini, I knew this was going to be my main microphone for content. Now look, I know in some cases you're going to need something a little more high-end, but for content, this thing is king. Because it's simple, it's tiny, and it's cheap. It just works. You clip it on your shirt or use an interview stick like this, you hit record, and boom, you sound like you know what you're doing. Now, this is where things get a little serious. Let's talk about this accessory, the lens. If you can only afford to buy one lens, let it be the lens I'm shooting on right now, the Sigma 16mm f1.4 for the RF mount. And let me say this very slowly: stop buying the kit. You know, that comes with the kit lens. I don't care if it's bundled. I don't care if it's a deal. It's a trap. This lens right here, this is the difference between hey guys and hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here's what it does. It's wide enough for talking head videos like we're doing right now. You get that beautiful blurry background. Now, I'm straight up against the wall here, so you're not going to see that in this clip. But when I'm outside, downstairs on the beach, oh my God, the background just melts away. This thing is insane in low light. You put this lens on your Canon R50 and suddenly your background just melts away. Your subject pops, your image sharpens, and people start asking, what the hell camera are you using? And you're like, it's not the camera, it's that, the lens. All right, kids, it's story time. You go outside. You're feeling great. The sun is out. The beach looks beautiful. You hit record, and your footage looks like a nuclear explosion. Everything is blown out. That's because your camera is trying to deal with too much light. Enter the Neewer HD Variable ND filter. This thing is awesome. I've owned dozens of these filters over the years, but this one in particular I love, because 2 to 5 stops isn't going to cut it if you're shooting C-Log 3 on the R50V. You need more than that. So this one gives you a 2 to 5 stop, and then magnetically it gives you another ND32. Put them together, and you've got 9 stops of neutral density. Now you get to keep your shutter at 1/50. You get to open up your aperture to f2.8 or even wider. You get that cinematic motion blur instead of your camera going, too much light, I'm melting. You go, relax, I got this. Now your footage looks smooth. It looks natural. It looks, dare I say it, cinematic. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Okay, now we're getting fancy. Accessory number 5. This is the Andy Cine C7 4K monitor. And the very first time you use a monitor like this, you're going to say, why didn't I do this sooner? Because let's be honest, that little screen on the back of your camera, you can't see anything on that screen when you're outdoors. You think you're in focus. You think your exposure is right. Then you get home and go, well, that's unusable. This fixes that. Big, beautiful 7-inch screen and 2200 nits. If you're not familiar, nits is a unit of measurement. It measures how bright a screen is. Now, your camera screen is probably 500 nits. That's not very bright. But it's even worse on the R50V because it's 30% lower resolution than the screen that's on the original R50. Your smartphone is about 700 to 900 nits. But this thing, 2200 nits, bright enough for the outdoors. Shows you exactly what you're getting. No guessing, no surprises, no fix it in post. You know it's right before you even hit record. I have saved the best for last. This is one of my favorites because I'm about to save you money. This is the DJI RSC2 gimbal. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years. Let me say this nice and loud for the people in the back. You do not need the latest gimbal. You just need a gimbal. You have no idea how many people go on their content journey. They start buying a bunch of high-end gear, but then when their channel doesn't blow up in 3 months, they sell all their gear. And let me tell you, they sell it cheap. This thing retailed when it first dropped for $280. I bought it for $50 at a pawn shop. And we all know what it does, right? It smooths out your footage. It makes your walking shots look professional. It turns your B-roll into cinematic footage. Without a gimbal, your footage looks like you just had 3 cups of coffee. But with a gimbal, your footage looks smooth, steady, intentional, and professional. This thing is the difference between someone filming stuff and a content creator. So whether it's the DJI RSC2 or the Zhiyun crane or something you found online, if it balances your camera, it works. Okay, kids, there you go. If you're shooting with the Canon R50 or the R50V, these are the accessories that will level you up. Now look, obviously you don't need everything at once. Start with one. Build your setup and you'll get better with every video. Before you know it, you're going to be the one that people are asking for advice. All right, listen, did you get any value out of this video? Because if you did, could you do your old Uncle Bo a solid? Hit the like button. Hell, even subscribe to the channel. Everything I've got on this channel is about helping you make beautiful looking videos. So subscribe. And leave a comment down below telling me which one of these accessories do you think you would get first, okay? Now, if you want to learn more, another video is going to drop right here, so give that video a watch if you want to learn more about the Canon R50 or the R50V. My name's Bo, and I got to go. I will see you in that next video. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. And again, remember, subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll see you back here next week. Take care, everybody.